Hurricane season is here. Budget debate underway. Bahamian athlete receives award. This is Flipping Ground Bahamian News for week ending May 29th, 2020. I am Yasmin Popescu with these and more. Thank you for joining us. Lockdown to continue for another month, according to the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, in a release on Wednesday. But more easing of restrictions announced during the House of Assembly on Thursday.
We are moving into phase 3 of the reopening of our country, said the Prime Minister, even though technically the shutdown continues.
Because we are making progress, we are moving into phase 3 of the reopening of the economy and the country. I wish now to advise the House that the Monday to Friday 24-hour curfew is to be lifted effective Tuesday, June the 2nd. As of Tuesday, a new and reduced curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Monday to Friday will come into effect for all islands of the Bahamas. Lockdowns will continue from Fridays 9 p.m. to Mondays 5 a.m. for all islands of the Bahamas. However, during the weekend lockdowns, exercise will be permitted in your immediate neighborhood from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Effective Tuesday, June the 2nd, public beaches and parks will be open for use on all islands of the Bahamas except for Bimini, Eleuthera, Exuma, Grand Bahama, Harbor Island, New Providence, Paradise Island, and San Salvador. Mr. Speaker, worship services may now take place in the sanctuary on Saturdays and Sundays between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Bimini according to health protocols. And this will take effect on Saturday, June 6th. Also effective this coming Tuesday, June 2nd, commencement of graduation ceremonies, funerals, and weddings in groups of no more than 30 may take place with the approval of the competent authority.
Deputy Prime Minister Honorable K. Peter Turnquest presented the budget to the House of Assembly on Wednesday, stating that there will be no new taxes and no increase in taxes.
The Minister of Finance continued to say, "We are hopeful that the downward trends in the new COVID-19 infections will permit the country to reopen by July 1st, as foreshadowed by the Prime Minister, recognizing, however, that even should we meet this milestone, the ramp-up of the tourism trade will likely be slow."
That the government is intent on focusing its debt management strategy over the medium term to effect the best benefit to the citizens of the Bahamas. In this light, we are in the process of a debt conversion for a number of loan facilities that will allow us to lock in fixed rates in a low interest rate environment. This should result in debt servicing savings even in the near term. Though it will not be easy, we can glean on the lessons from a number of our regional counterparts that it is better to address these issues sooner rather than later. We are hopeful that the downward trend in new COVID-19 infections will permit the country to reopen by July 1st, as foreshadowed by the Prime Minister. We recognize, however, that even should we meet this milestone, the ramp-up of the tourism trade will likely be slow. While we remain hopeful that we can fill our resorts, hotels, bonefish lodges, marinas, and vacation rentals immediately upon reopening, we are taking a more restrained view in our projections and modeling. As such, we anticipate total revenue for fiscal year 2020-2021 of some $1.7 billion, which represents a $328.1 million or 15.7% decline over the projected outcome for fiscal year 2019-2020. I want to take this time to state again that the government will not be increasing taxes or introducing new taxes in this budget.
Monday coming is the official beginning of the hurricane season that some say will be bad. The Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness Management and Reconstruction, Honorable Iram Lewis, said in view of COVID-19, our plans has to be different this year.
The minister in a recent interview implored residents to get ready for this year's hurricane season.
Yeah, we're also advising persons at home to do home preparation. We must also have the basic essentials in our home.
Minister Lewis, in the interview, also reminded residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco that their needs are still being sorted out for reconstruction from damage caused by Hurricane Dorian last year.
So we're encouraging homeowners. The hardware companies are open. So their supplies are available to prepare your homes, to get your homes ready. We are urging family members, and as much as possible during this time, do some home repairs, get your windows and doors repaired, the roof repaired. The DRA is working hard with the home repair program. Even though we cannot work in the office setting, all of the staff, the laptop computers, they're working at home. Everything is being fully coordinated. Vouchers are being distributed. The supply companies that are approved in terms of construction materials, they have adequate supplies. So we're doing our best to push. We have contractors also approved by the DRA who they're on the ball, ensuring that repair, we are doing as much repair as possible. We're finding ways now to also issue vouchers faster. There are 4 tiers of support. You can get it in labor, material, or a combination: $2,500, $5,000, $7,500, and $10,000. So we recognize that if we are paying or we are issuing support from $2,500 up to $10,000, that means everyone who's approved is going to get at least $2,500. So in the first instance, we're giving everyone who's approved $2,500. In relief, whether it's material, labor, or a combination, so that you can at least get your construction, get your plywood and whatever other materials you need to make your home dry. Again, if you are approved for $5,000, then you have an additional $2,500 coming. If you're approved for $7,500, you have an additional $5,000 coming. If you're approved for $10,000, you have an additional $7,500 coming. But the whole idea is to get a surge in the issuing of vouchers so that work can be ongoing. And the good thing is the economy continues to turn to the construction industry.
We're taking a break, and when we return, work safety tips, business education being offered, and Bain honored in sports.
At Media Unlimited, we want to make you a star. We help you make your own video programs, podcasts, blog, vlog, press releases, and more. Call for more information, 727-6909.
Flipping Grand Bahama News is a Media Unlimited production. If you see news in the making, call us at 727-6909. Or if you want to advertise, call 439-2493. Our salesperson is waiting.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is helping its members by sending out a release from Micro Mentors this week to help them in their business education.
According to the release, Micro Mentor, termed a free and easy way to use online platform, enables the world's largest community of purpose-driven entrepreneurs and business mentors to create powerful connections, solve problems, and build successful businesses together. Micro Mentor is teaming up as part of Mercy Corps and the Grand Bahama Port Authority RISE initiative, said the release, adding that with the generous financial contributions from Bacardi Limited and the American Red Cross, they have been working on Grand Bahama in response to the devastation left by Hurricane Dorian and more recently through the COVID-19 pandemic. Noting that we are heading into another Atlantic hurricane season, Micro Mentor said that they will continue to guide and help educate Bahamian entrepreneurs through their online training webinars held every Wednesday at 5:30. These sessions are available to all local business owners with content relevant to the COVID-19 and Dorian economic fallout, as well as the start of the hurricane season. It was noted that these webinars will continue through the entire season and will provide critical information where required or requested and invited all to join.
Getting back to work for some is imminent, but the protocols need to be set for a safe transition. One insurance company has come up with the answer.
Hector Rivera of CFAL adopted the work of a few others to Bahamian standards to say what is needed and how workplaces can become ready for the return of employees safely back to work. He said that the notion that employers would engage in broad-scale temperature screening of employees would have once been essentially unthinkable. But the realities of COVID-19 are changing the workplace, at least for the time being. With the encouragement of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and local authorities, more employers are now considering the implementation of daily temperature screening before employees enter the workplace. Some of the measures suggested are to decide who will be screened, who will do the screening, consider the safety requirements, determine which type of thermometer will be used, determine where you will conduct screening with suggestions, develop the screening process, as the employer should define what will be considered a fever for purposes of sending the employee home, as the CDC defines a fever as 100.4 or higher, but some employers are considering a fever to be a temperature over 100. Also, to implement health and safety measures, develop the documentation process, communicate the screening process to employees, pay employees for waiting and screening time, send employees home if they have a fever or refuse to take the test, provide instructions to employees sent home with a fever, and establish return to work procedures. Hector noted that COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the workplace is rapidly evolving. Employers should regularly consult with legal counsel and the Department of Public Health information.
Grand Bahama and Abaco has had another reprieve in this year's proposed budget that calls for an extension of the Special Economic Recovery Zone relief order, which will be extended to another year for residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco.
During his budget address to the House of Assembly on Wednesday, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance expanded on what those affected by the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19 can expect to deal with financially.
As one would imagine, the scope for significant tax reductions is marginal in a situation such as the one we find ourselves in. Nonetheless, and consistent with specific policy priorities, we do propose the reduction of taxes in a few targeted areas. In an effort to spur construction activity and thereby mobilize domestic capital, we are reducing the duty on all building materials to 20%, down from 45%. This includes, but is not limited to wood, glass, granite, steel, electrical supplies and fixtures, carpets, landscaping material, and plumbing material. To support the ongoing Hurricane Dorian recovery, we will extend the Special Economic Recovery Zone Order 2019 to December 2020 in the first instance, which will include all concessions currently available to the qualifying islands. Let me just say that again for people in Abaco and Grand Bahama in particular. To support the ongoing Hurricane Dorian recovery, we will extend the Special Economic Recovery Zone Relief Order 2019 to December 2020 in the first instance, which will include all concessions currently available to the qualifying islands. For the period January 1, 2021 to June 30, 2021, the concessions will be extended to cover building materials only. So let me repeat, Abaco and Grand Bahama will continue to enjoy the current VAT and duty-free exemptions through the end of this fiscal year and on building materials only until June 30, 2021. We're working on Ragged Island.
We're taking a break, and when we return, national, regional, and sporting news.
Flipping Grand Bahama News is a Media Unlimited production. If you see news in the making, call us at 727-6909. Or if you want to advertise, call 439-2493. Our salesperson is waiting.
Welcome back. In national news, explaining the budget presented in the House of Assembly for the average man to understand, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, held a press conference on Thursday afternoon, in which he gave the short version.
The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance covered pertinent parts of the 3-hour budget presentation, then took questions from reporters via internet. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
When I presented the budget communications yesterday, I emphasized that the new budget is fundamentally about providing support for the Bahamian people, the Bahamas, restoring our economy, and transforming this ongoing crisis into new opportunities for our nation. Our economy has been weakened by the double impact of 2 historic events. While we will bounce back with a foundation for a stronger, more resilient and sustainable economy and society, we need a plan and strategy to take us there. While I hope that I was clear in my communications yesterday, and what we will reinforce over the course of the budget debate, is that we have a carefully designed plan to guide the country through this ongoing public health and socio-economic crisis. It is important to understand that Resilient Bahamas, a plan for restoration, provides solutions for the country in the immediate and short term. The budget covers a 12-month cycle, and as I have emphasized, our full economic recovery will take time. This is why the Economic Recovery Committee has been charged with the mandate to map out the full recovery plan. The actions we take in the new budget will create a pathway to restore what has been lost by those unprecedented external economic shocks. It will make us prepare and ready to fully participate in the economic recovery. COVID-19 is affecting everyone in the country and around the world. The recent catastrophic events that have rocked the Bahamas delivered the fastest, deepest economic shock the Bahamas has ever experienced. The Bahamas' real GDP is projected to decline by 12%. Global output for 2020 is expected to be far worse than the 2008-2009 financial crisis. Adding pressure on government revenues is enormous. Government's contribution to the economy are a vital lifeline given the complete shutdown of tourism and the domestic economy. For these reasons, the government had to shift from its policy of fiscal consolidation to a resilient Bahamas. Fiscal consolidation was all about taking public finance towards a balanced position over time through revenue enhancements and expenditure containment. While the economy was in a growth mode, the government took the necessary steps to bring down the deficit and create a plan to contain our debt growth.
In the region, Caribbean food and beverage industry aficionados have been raising their glasses every Friday evening to toast the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association's new Lyman with Taste expositions by some of the region's leading mixologists.
A release from the CHTA said, each Friday, CHTA's Taste of the Caribbean judges unite to bring the hospitality industry and Caribbean enthusiasts together in a celebration of Caribbean flavors, creativity, showmanship, and passion. The 6-week series, which began earlier this month, is a virtual addition to the famed annual Taste of the Caribbean combined culinary competition, food and beverage educational exchange, and Caribbean cultural showcase, which the coronavirus disease COVID-19 pandemic derailed this year. Since 1993, the Caribbean's best chefs and culinary teams have converged on taste to compete, demonstrate their skills, and learn from each other while offering the general public a scintillating exhibition of the most delectable culinary treats of the islands.
Every year in June, CHTA brings together the best Caribbean chefs and mixologists to what is considered the Caribbean Culinary Olympics, Taste of the Caribbean. For over 25 years, Taste has been instrumental in the development of Caribbean cuisine by providing training and a platform for our food and beverage professionals to demonstrate their creativity and skills. But beyond the competition and the desire to be recognized as the best, Taste has fostered a sense of camaraderie, more so family, which has united this community of professionals in a continued desire to gain knowledge, collaborate, and improve their craft by learning from each other. Since we will be unable to proceed with Taste of the Caribbean in June, we still want to bring this community together and even expand on it. CHTA, in collaboration with our bar team comprised of Hall of Famers Rakesh Madhu from Trinidad and Tobago, Jamal Bowen from Barbados, Marv Cunningham from Bahamas, and bar judge Ira Claxton, are launching this Friday, Liming with Taste, live on Facebook. For a 6-week period starting May 8th, CHTA Taste of the Caribbean bar judges unite to bring the hospitality industry and Caribbean enthusiasts together as we celebrate Caribbean flavors, creativity, showmanship, and passion, features that make Taste of the Caribbean the premier culinary event for the region. Joining the bar team will be our 2019 Caribbean Bartender of the Year and Hall of Famer, Jurnik Merced from Curacao, and our 2018 Caribbean Bartender of the Year and Hall of Famer, Kanisha Raharam from Trinidad and Tobago. Each session will feature invited guests from across the region. Every week, one of our mixologists will showcase 3 creations: a cocktail that you can replicate at home, a cocktail for food and beverage professionals providing tips for adapting your bar and creating a new experience in a post-COVID world, and they will reimagine the cocktail for which they won at Taste of the Caribbean. If you are in the Caribbean hospitality industry, we invite you to join us to expand your knowledge and connections in the region. And if you're a lover of all things Caribbean, you're welcome to align with us and journey to the most beautiful region in the world. Make sure that you follow CHTA on Facebook and be on the lookout for notifications specific to this event. Hang out with us and invite your friends.
We now go to sports. In sports, Our very own Grand Bahamian, Nathan Bain, has been chosen as the male recipient of the 2020 Steve McCarty Citizenship Awards, as awarded by the Southland Conference this week.
The announcement came via a release from Commissioner Tom Burnett on Tuesday and recognized a male and female student athlete who exhibit outstanding qualities in citizenship, sportsmanship, leadership, and community service. Bain and the Southland's female recipient, Caroline Lee of southeastern Louisiana, were honored during the league's virtual award show that was on Facebook Live on Wednesday. The honor is named for the former Stephen A. Austin athletic director who served at the school for 21 years, including 15 as athletic director. Bain gained international renown when he hit the game-winning layup in Stephen F. Austin's victory over nationally ranked Duke, snapping the Blue Devils' 150-game home court win streak. The Freeport Grand Bahama native was then able to turn that recognition into raising more than $150,000 to help his hometown area after it suffered major destruction from Hurricane Dorian in September 2019.
We now take you to our 7-day weather forecast. That's all for this week. For Flipping Grand Bahama News, I'm Yasmin Popescu. I look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our videos.